Hello, Movie Squad subscribers. Welcome to another movie review. I'm here joined by my friend. You know him, you love him. I'm Gifford Confirmed. Please welcome Andrew Gifford.
Hey, what is up, guys? Thanks for having me, Alex. I can't wait to talk about a little movie called Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's a very small movie. Not many people really knew about it. It's directed by a fairly unknown director, Patty Jenkins.
It's not like people have waited 75 years to have this movie.
No.
And have a good female-led superhero movie, nonetheless.
Or a movie by a female director for a large property. But, you know. Arguably, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman was the best part of Batman v Superman, so I was looking forward to see her story get expanded, and thank God this movie is amazing.
Dude, this movie delivers in every way it needed to.
It did. This was the movie that had to be good, because not only is it the movie that was going to either make or break the DC movies for people, this was the first time we're seeing Wonder Woman in a solo movie, the first female superhero movie of a legitimate superhero. Not to say Supergirl it wasn't a legitimate superhero, but those movies were
there's actually expectations for this. It needs to work. There's a lot riding on it.
Yeah, there was a lot riding on this movie, because we've had 3 female superhero movies that were all terrible. We've had 3 DC movies that were disappointments, and we needed this to be good. And it was great that this was a thing. That this movie was awesome. I think one of the things I really loved about the movie is Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
Oh, dude, Gal Gadot, what I love about her as Wonder Woman is that, to me, this is a criticism people's had, is that, she's just being Gal Gadot. She's Gal Gadot playing Wonder Woman. And I'm I like that it helps to make Wonder Woman feel more like a character, because she's putting all these subtle nuances in here. She feels very naive, and she's learning how to be a superhero and how to be a, warrior princess.
Exactly.
And to me, it feels a lot more natural, and I grew to love her more, because I'm okay, she feels vulnerable.
Yeah.
She doesn't feel perfect. She doesn't feel like she's fully formed yet, and I want to see her journey to becoming, the Wonder Woman that we see in, Batman v Superman and Justice League. There's a real character arc going on here. And, if you just compare what Gal Gadot does in Wonder Woman compared to her work in Batman v Superman, I think you can really tell the difference in how she played Diana.
Exactly, and I think that was mostly direction from the difference in tone and direction between Zack Snyder and Patty Jenkins. And another thing I really loved from this movie is Chris Pine as Steve Trevor. Chris Pine, he is amazing in everything he's done. He's got so much charisma, and he gives a great performance in everything he's done. I love him as Captain Kirk. I love him as did I say Chris Pine or did I say Chris Pratt?
You said Chris Pine.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that would have been a very different movie if Star-Lord flew into the mascara.
It's all connected. Even the Marvel movies are connected. But no, I love...
Mind blown.
But no, what I also love is that it's not a Ghostbusters thing where it's all men suck, or it's not other...
Oh, no.
It's Steve and Diana, they balance each other out. Steve isn't always constantly being saved, and Diana isn't constantly being saved. They both balance each other out. They help each other. There are moments where Diana saves Steve. There's moments where Steve saves Diana, especially in the No Man Land scene. Uh-huh. And you feel like they learn from each other, because by the end of the movie, neither of them are the same character that they were when they began the movie. And you can tell that their influence on each other helped them grow.
Exactly. And it's also, for me, what I loved is Steve Trevor is a nice counterbalance to Diana, who's really not sure of herself.
Right.
Steve is very confident in himself. The thing that I love is that Steve Trevor really admires Diana's spirit, so to speak. So, he's willing to kind of go along with what she's saying about, Aries and, all the, weird, stuff about Themyscira that just seems completely weird.
Yeah.
To him, but that's another thing in the movie is how they kind of play with, how do they how do their worlds kind of differ from one another, and what can they learn from one another?
Yeah,
you know, from each other's worlds.
And one thing I like is that, like, Themyscira, though very different from the human world, there is that element of, like, their similarities. Because, like, Diana, in the very beginning of the movie, this isn't like a huge spoiler, so don't worry. Like, she's trying to say, no, I want to go out there, and obviously, because it's a movie, they're like, no, you can't do that. In London, they're very much the same, like, oh, no, you can't do this, and Diana's like, what are you talking about? This isn't how this works.
Yeah. And then we gotta mention Robin Wright as Antiope.
Oh my god! Like,
honestly, dude, I did not expect to think she'd be such a fan favorite, but she is arguably the best part of the movie.
She's one of the coolest things about the movie. Okay, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I couldn't tell it was Robin Wright at first. But I was watching the movie. I was like, "Is that Robin Wright?" And then the credits happened, and I was like, "Holy shit! It was Robin Wright."
Oh yeah, and we haven't even talked enough about like Hippolyta. You know, like, I thought that she was a great, you know, mother figure. I'm like, okay, I can believe this is Wonder Woman's mom.
I can too. Like, the way they worked off each other, like, I was like, this is her mother.
Yeah.
There's so many things I like about this movie. It's hard to try to pinpoint one. I do like the crew that they get in the middle of the movie. I forget their names, but
it's Sammy, Charlie, and Chief.
Thank you. Yeah, I loved how their characters interacted with each other. It kind of made me think of Captain America with the Howling Commandos, but in a different sense. Like, love moments.
Difference is here, I feel like these characters, they represented something in the story that was important.
Exactly.
You know, like, they're each battling their own demons, so to speak.
Yeah.
Similar to how Wonder Woman is, you know, trying to find her place in the world. It's like, you know, Sammy, you know, this could be considered a spoiler, so, you know, if you want, like, turn it down or whatever. But, you know, in the movie, like, Sammy basically, he says, oh, you know, I didn't want to fight in the war. You know, I wanted to be an actor, but because I'm a certain color, I can't.
And then
I can't act.
Yeah, and then you have, like, Chief, who's like, I don't, like, at the last war I fought, my people lost, you know?
I almost felt like Charlie was the most, you know, effective in the sense that, you know, he's a marksman.
Yeah.
He sees ghosts, the chief says. You know, he doesn't, you know, just because he can shoot doesn't mean he wants to anymore.
Yeah, there's like the element of when he's shooting made me think of Barry Pepper's character from Saving Private Ryan in a sense.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I just felt like his character added a very realistic point of view.
Yeah.
To the war, you know, and that's what I love is they didn't shy away from showing the grittiness.
Yeah.
And seriousness of it, while still having that hope and optimism with Wonder Woman. Yeah. And that, to me, is what makes the No Man's Land sequence so powerful, is the fact that you see all these children and animals being hurt during that sequence, and there's a lot of tension because Wonder Woman is seeing all this, and she's just like, why are we not doing anything about this?
Exactly.
And she just stands right up. She gets right on that battlefield.
And it's not even because she's a woman that she does it. She just wants to do it because she believes that it's the right thing to do. Now, we did mention the villains. Let's talk about them a little bit.
Almost, the problem is it's such a tonal clash with the rest of the movie where everyone else feel like characters. They feel like caricatures.
Like, the moment in the movie where they're like... I'm not... Okay, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but the movie's been out for a couple of weeks, so... a week. But... there's a moment in the movie where they both do the evil laugh together, and I'm just like, what the hell?
That took me out, where I'm like, this doesn't work with any of what else is going on.
But the thing is with the villains in this movie is that it's kind of a toss-up. You can either really focus on the villains and have a weak hero, or really focus on the heroes and have a weak villain.
Like, I didn't feel it really brought the movie down because everything else was so strong.
Exactly. And it's the same thing with Marvel movies. Because everything else in most Marvel movies works so much, I can forgive Ronan being just whatever the hell he was. And in Wonder Woman, I can forgive, like... Dr. Poison being a cartoon cutout from a Wonder Woman cartoon.
You could also argue that they're keeping the comic booky roots intact.
They are. Now, we're going to talk about spoilers for a little bit, so if you wanna like finish the review, just just skip ahead a few minutes and you'll get our wrap up there. But right now we're going to talk about spoilers because there's just one thing I have to talk about. And that is that... So
there's really two big things that happen towards the end we need to talk about.
Yeah, so it turns out that what was his name? Sir Patrick. Sir Patrick is actually Ares, and Wonder Woman was not sculpted from clay. She is the daughter of Zeus. She is the god killer.
Let me ask you, did you see the twist coming?
I didn't, but the thing is, I saw it with my girlfriend. She saw it coming a mile away. She was like, there's... Like, when she saw Sir Patrick...
To me, I kind of saw it coming. Because I'm like, well, why would they write him in? And it's Stephen Thewlis.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The guy has played a good guy before, but he was still a fucking werewolf when he played a good guy.
Oh. Well, that's the thing is I felt like there has to be more to his character.
Yeah, why do we have this generic, like, Sir character in the movie if he's not going to have a pivotal point? Like, Taylor, when we were watching the movie, was just like, why do I feel like he's going to be a bad guy? And sure enough, at the third act, there he is. He's fucking Ares. Yeah. Like, I will admit...
But, what did you think of Ares in the movie?
He didn't leave much of an impact on me, but... I do feel like for what he was, it worked. I do like the aspect of him, like, it's like I don't make people do these things. I just set the pieces down and they do it themselves. He's like, I don't make them do this. They do it themselves. So why do you want to save them?
That's another thing, though, in the third act that they do with Steve and Diana that I thought worked so perfectly is, like, I love when Steve is talking to her and he's just telling her, like, you know, maybe people aren't all bad and maybe they're not all good, but it's not about deserve, it's what you believe.
That's my favorite line in the entire movie because that's very much what the message is. It's like you don't have to deserve to be saved. It's about what you believe in a sense like that. And Diana even flat out says, "I believe in love. I believe that we can that." If a lot of people love each other, the world will be a better place to live. God damn it, I just ruined the movie for myself.
Tommy Wiseau as Wonder Woman would have ruined the movie completely.
Or it would have made it amazing. Who knows? So, what'd you think of Steve's sacrifice?
I thought it was necessary to further Diana's growth. To me, it's like, well, Steve Trevor was never really designed to be a character that stuck around.
Yeah,
he has to like have an impact on Diana and help her grow and evolve.
I knew he was gonna die. I honestly knew he was gonna die immediately when the movie started. Made me.
If you watch Batman v Superman now, when Superman sacrifices himself, you can tell that has more of an effect on Diana because she actually did lose someone very similarly.
Yeah, this movie made me want to watch Batman v Superman again, which I was like, holy shit.
It's just that good, man.
So anyway, I think this is where we're going to wrap it up. So overall, we love the movie. There's not really much else we can... I would say this gave me a lot more hope for the DC movies. And I'm looking forward to Justice League now. I'm looking forward to more standalone movies. Like, I'm looking forward to Aquaman. I'm looking forward to Flash once it finds its director. And I really want to see where this goes from here because I feel like this is the big step up that DC needed, and this was the thing that was going to either make or break this franchise, and it excelled in all parts because one, it's not only a great superhero movie, it's the first great female superhero movie, it's the biggest movie by a female director, and it's just a big impact on film in general, not just as a superhero movie. It's one of the best superhero movies by all means. I don't know if it's the best, but it's probably my favorite movie of the year so far. And there was a lot of good movies I liked this year.
Yeah, like here's the thing for me is that listen, this is not a perfect movie, but what they do with the characters are just so strong and you grow to love these characters so much that I was satisfied with the movie because it stays true to who Wonder Woman is as a character. To me, that's more important. For me, as long as I love the characters, the story can have its problems as long as, I'm invested enough in what's going on.
Yeah.
And to me, this movie, I left the theater with a smile on my face because this movie actually gave me hope and optimism. And those are the two key words I think that needs to be used with DC movies going forward. Because really that's what these DC superheroes are all about. And Wonder Woman just showed why, DC, what makes DC special.
Exactly. So anyway, Movie Squad subscribers, if you want to check out more of our videos, you can just look in the description box or whatever. You can find Gifford on his Gifford Confirmed episodes. He just released one on Zendaya as her secret identity in Spider-Man. And we'll have a Mummy review coming out soon by Joey and Richard, so check that out. I'm Alex Woytcke, and this is Andrew Gifford. And
bye guys. Please, that's it.
Yeah. See you later.